Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was betrayed part 2. I know last time Naruto never really got betrayed, and a lot of you were asking who's going to betray him. I'm not going to tell you because I'm pretty sure in this part I'm going to cover it, uh, because I have scripted a lot even during class, but it's just that I don't know if I'm going to do the whole script because it might be more than an hour, 10 minutes. I'm not gonna make like a 2 hour video because I'll never be able to upload that. So anyway, last time we left off with Naruto and Team 7 actually going up against Zabuza, and Zabuza actually retreating with Haku. Well, you know, Haku doing the thing, and yeah, so Naruto actually does meet Haku, because he's been training with this flying Raijin, and yes, so the next morning he woke up late, as usual, and he actually did save Inari and his mother, but this time in a much cooler way. And he actually was way it was smoother. That's what I meant to say. It's not like him making shadow clones. He just came out of nowhere because he left a mark on Inari and his mother in case something happened. And as soon as he heard the scream, he had this breakfast in his mouth and teleported to them, and out of nowhere destroyed the two goons. And yeah, they were tied up, and Naruto says, anyway, I gotta go, and he teleports to Sasuke. Yes, Naruto teleports to Sasuke, and he was teleported in the ice mirrors. Sasuke was actually trapped in them, and Naruto's like, what's going on, Sasuke? Explain. And Sasuke is like, shut up, you loser, you can't you see we're trapped? And Naruto sees that they're really trapped, and Sasuke wasn't actually able to break the ice mirrors. And just saying, Sasuke has the free Tomoe Sharingan, like last part. I said that last part, and he's actually a lot stronger, and he was actually able to crack the mirror, but it wasn't fully destroyed. And Naruto was like, I think I can destroy it if I use the Rasengan, and he actually destroyed one, but then Haku regenerated the real fast, and he's losing chakra. His chakra is getting drained as he keeps going, since he's not really trying to kill them. Now Haku was like, I might as well just take one out right now so he won't get in the way, but let me not kill him. And he wants to take out the most troublesome one, which is Naruto, because Naruto was able to crack one of his mirrors in just one blow, and he actually throws multiple uh, send bones at him, and Sasuke actually gets in the way and protects Naruto, and Naruto's like, why, Sasuke? And Sasuke is like, it's fine, I can still fight. And yes, it's not like the same one. Sasuke is much more durable here. He's not like the weak Sasuke before. And Naruto's like, alright, Sasuke, you stay back, I'll destroy all of them. And Naruto then shows something that he's never shown to anyone. Even Tsuki doesn't know about this. And Naruto's eyes turn into the fox's eyes, and a tail sprouts from his back, and Naruto roars, and most of the ice mirrors crack. And then Naruto's like, was that not enough? And basically roars one more time, and they all break, and Haku's found. And then Naruto's like, now you die. And he blitzes Haku and destroys his mask and puts him to the floor. And he looks at Haku and says, wait, Haku? And Haku's like, yes, it's me, Naruto. And Naruto's like, just why are you doing this? And Haku's like, you know, my precious one? And Naruto caught on straight away. He's like, wait, is it Zabuza? Haku told me, it's Zabuza. And Haku's like, so what if he is? It's not like you'll spare me or Zabuza. If you try to kill him, I'll kill. I'll I'll get in the way. It's fine by me. And Naruto's like, wait, you'd give your own life for him? And Haku's like, yes. And then Haku hears Naruto, well, both of them hear the Chidori, you know, the sound of 1,000 birds. And Naruto knew that Haku would go to save Zabuza, so what Naruto does is he actually teleports towards, teleports to Kakashi, since he already left a mark on him, and says, wait, Kakashi-sensei, and holds his arm And Kakashi's like, what's going on? And at this time, Haku was like, wait, why did he stop him? And then Zabuza was actually about to slice them, but then Naruto's like, you slice us and you'll die. And basically, Zabuza's actually got stopped because Naruto's bloodlust was on a madness. Naruto was giving off bloodlust, and if you guys are wondering why my voice sounds different from the beginning, it's because this is recorded in 2 different times, and yeah, and I was ill a few hours ago, and I'm feeling better. Not as bad as before, but not as good as when I started this. When I started the what if anyway. So Zabuza was just there, and then he's like, wait, what if these two come back to the village with us? And Kakashi was like, repeat, explain. And Naruto's like, don't understand. What if we, the Leaf Shinobi, take these two back to the village, and they become our allies, so we don't have to fight them, and we get more military power. And Kakashi was really surprised by Naruto's knowledge about all these things, and he's like, Naruto, just how much do you know? And Naruto's like, I know a lot. So anyway, do you want to, Kakashi Sensei, or do you want to keep fighting them? And Kakashi's like, well, if you think that these two are going to be good assets to the Leaf, then it's fine by me. But they will have to be under surveillance for a while, you know that, Naruto. Naruto's like, it's better than killing them. And Haku's like, wait, Naruto, are you sure about this? And Naruto's like, why not? You're my friend, right? And Haku says, yeah. And Naruto's like, anyway, there's no need of fighting anymore. And that's when Gato's men appear, and Naruto's like, who are they? And then he realized that all the men are pretty much armed, and everything's that are those who I think they are. And then Tazuna says, that's Gato. And Naruto's like, so those are the guys that attacked Inari and his mother, right? Well, I guess I'll have to take revenge. They ruined my breakfast. Now I'll take revenge against them. And what happens is that Naruto actually throws the kunai and says Shadow Kunai Shadow Clone, and all Gato's men are confused on how Naruto did that, and so Naruto actually teleports towards the kunais. Oh, I'm sneezing. Oh. Naruto teleports towards the kunais, and he's like, who's ready to fight? You or maybe you? And basically kicks one of them, and he goes flying, and the other one, bro, I actually feel, I'm so ill. I'm not lying, guys. Oh Jesus. Oh, I keep sneezing. Anyway, so Naruto kicks one of them, and the other and that one goes flying towards another one, which causes a domino effect, and actually makes a few of them fall down. And Naruto's like, are you guys all this weak? And basically Gato's like, Zabuza, help me already. And Zabuza's like, why should I help you? You did just say you are here to kill me, right? In fact. And basically him and Haku jump in the fight, and Gato realizes he effed up. He's like, oh shit. And sorry guys, I wasn't meant to say. He's like, oh damn. And Gato gets decapitated by Zabuza, and Haku thanked Naruto for his help, and Naruto's like, oh no, it's just because they ruined my breakfast. If it wasn't for that, I would have probably not even thought. I would have let you guys handle it. And Haku laughs at this, and then Naruto's like, anyway, I think we should go and help Tazuna build a bridge. So help the bridge builder build a bridge so it's faster. And the next week passes with Team 7 and Zabuza and Haku actually helping out the bridge builder build a bridge. And so now Naruto and Team 7 are going back with Zabuza and Haku, and Zabuza and Haku are actually on the good side of the thing, Kakashi, because Zabuza is actually becoming good friends with Kakashi. Well, not the best, but better than before, definitely better than before. And Zabuza is more friendlier now because Haku told him to be more friendly with Kakashi, since Kakashi could be a really good friend to him, since they're near enough the same level of strength, even though Kakashi is far above Zabuza, and he even says that Kakashi outclasses him by many leagues. And Haku's even so, you should at least try to become as strong as him. Why don't you ask him to teach you something? And Zabuza's me asking someone else to teach me? Nah, I'm good, bro. And Haku's are you sure about this? You could learn a lot. And Zabuza thinks over this, and in fact, he actually does ask Kakashi to teach him a few techniques that he doesn't know, and Kakashi does teach him a few, but they're not too useful, since Kakashi is not really a water a water user or water chakra nature user. He mostly uses lightning and fire, and since he does fireball jutsus and lightning or release jutsus like the Chidori, since that's his main technique, and since I believe his primary uh, chakra nature was the lightning chakra nature. Anyway, a few days pass and Naruto and Team 7 have been back. Naruto has been hanging out like a lot with Tsuki. Like, he missed her a lot and Tsuki missed him a lot as well, but they've been hanging out quite a bit. Like, I mean a bit, and not in that way, just like actually training together most of the times, but bonding at the same time. They're becoming even closer friends than before, since now they know a lot more about each other. Over the years, they've become really good friends, and of course they hung out with the other guys as well. But one week they were all called in by their teacher. Well, Naruto already knew what this was about, and he's but this is about the tuning exams. Pretty late to tell us, Kakashi Sensei. And Kakashi's like, oh yeah, I did already tell you. Did you tell your teammates? And Naruto's like, why should I? And then they come into the training ground and they see, well, and then Naruto's like, why should I tell them they should be training anyways? And Kakashi's like, very true, very true. So now they arrive at the training grounds. Yes, Naruto actually saw Kakashi, and Kakashi was about to take his time, but then Naruto's like, hey Kakashi Sensei, and Kakashi's like, god damn it. And yeah, so they arrive and they get told about the tuning exams, and Naruto's like, alright, cool. So Sakura, Sasuke, are you guys ready? And Sasuke's like, I've always trained. How about you, Naruto? Have you been training? I've seen you hang out with your friends quite a lot these past few days. And Naruto's like, of course I've been training. And then Naruto looks at Sakura, and Sakura's like, what do you want, loser? And Naruto's like, oh no, nothing. I was just gonna ask if you were training. And Sakura's like, I don't need training. I'm way better than you, Naruto. You should know that. Never compare me to you. And Naruto's like, you do you. And he walks off and he says bye to Kakashi, and Kakashi's like, anyway, good luck guys. And he body flickers away, and Naruto's like, yeah, I'm gone. And he teleports to his home. And now Sakura is left alone. She was about to follow Sasuke until Sasuke actually, went off on his own, and she actually still follows him. And Sasuke's like, god damn it, this pest. And so now Naruto is actually starting to train a lot harder. He's like, nah, I need to train way harder now. And so he actually increases the amount of training he does, the amount of hours he does. And Tsuki wants to join in since she has the tuning exams as well. And they do train together, and they do ask their friends, but their friends already train with their parents now because of the tuning exams. They're like, alright. And they can't relate since they don't really have parents anymore. So Naruto and Tsuki are actually training a lot, and Naruto has actually learned quite a few new jutsus. Like he actually unlocked the new chakra release, the fire style, the fire release. And Tsuku was so impressed by Naruto. She's like, how do you already have 4? You already had 3. That's not fair. And Naruto's like, it's not my fault. I was just born with this. And Tsuku's like, it's just a joke anyway. I'm really proud of you, Naruto. And Naruto's like, thank you, Tsuki. And since Tsuki is actually the same height as Naruto and older than Naruto, remember, she's actually a month older than Naruto. A few months older, maybe 1 or 2. I'm not sure. I don't remember when Sasuke's birthday was. I only remember Naruto's October 10th, because it's like a month before mine anyway. So now Naruto has been training with Tsuki a lot. Tsuki has actually mastered the Flying Raijin as well, and just saying, and Naruto has mastered the Rasengan. He actually can do it with one hand easily now. And Naruto and Tsuki are right now Jonin level. Yes, actually mid-tier Jonin level. If Tsuki actually used her 3 Tomoe Sharingan, yes, she has unlocked that. She'd be high tier Jonin level, and if Naruto was really tryharding, he'd be high tier Chunin level. Well, if Naruto was more bloodlusted than tryharding. If it was bloodlusted, easy win for Naruto. And if you guys are wondering who's stronger, Tsuki or Naruto, it's actually unknown because they've never really fought, but there will be a fight against them in the tuning exams, because I'm going to cover this now. I'm going to cover a lot in this part because I did promise you guys that I will explain where the betrayal is in this part, since last part it was just the backstory. And then if it's not in this part, you'll just have to wait for the next one. And the next one, when the betrayal happens, is when the story really begins. This is just before the actual story anyway. So Naruto and Tsuki trained together for a while now, and one day Naruto's like, hey Tsuki, wanna stay over at my place? And Tsuki's like, yeah, sure. And yeah, they end up sleeping in the same bed, even though Naruto's bed is really small. Yeah, they end up sleeping in the same bed. Yes, they're making movements. Naruto's making movements. So now it's the tuning exam day. Naruto has actually already given his slip in, and he's waiting at the entrance for his teammates. And Sakura comes in behind Sasuke. Sasuke has actually been training for quite a while, and Sakura has been just watching him. And Sasuke's like, just go away, but she hasn't left his side for a minute. And Naruto asks, how has your training been, Sakura? And Sakura's like, I didn't need to train, I'm going to pass this easily. And Naruto's like, you're taking a piss, right? And because Naruto can already feel, because he saw people walking in since he was like pretty early, and now he's waiting outside. He saw people walking in, and he saw Gaara. He did feel something. Well, he did feel kind of connected to Gaara somehow, but he doesn't know that Gaara's the Jinchuriki right now. He will learn about it, of course. And he also saw the sound ninjas. They look pretty intimidating, and he's like, you really think you can beat everyone here, even Sasuke and me and Tsuki? No, Tsuki's. And then Sakura's like, of course, Tsuki's my friend, and plus I don't think she can beat me. And Naruto's like, Tsuki might be your friend, but she can destroy you easily. And Sakura's like, shut up, you loser. And Naruto's like, what did I ever do to you guys? And yeah, so he doesn't say that to their faces, but of course you know what I mean. And now it's the first, well, Rock Lee actually comes up to Sasuke and challenges him, and Sasuke accepts and actually pummels Rock Lee. Well, until Rock Lee was about to take his weights off. If Rock Lee was going to take his weights off, he would actually be well, with raw power he'd be stronger than Sasuke. But if we were talking about just pure skill and ninjutsu, genjutsu, and well, basically overall Sasuke would win. But of course Rock Lee is way better at taijutsu, and since they were only using taijutsu, Rock Lee would win easily. But of course he was about to use his take off his weights to actually destroy him, and Guy actually appears and said, no, Rock Lee, I told you not to do that unless it's a crisis situation. How many times do I have to tell you? And Rock Lee's that, I'm sorry, I was just it was just the heat of the moment. And Guy apologizes, and he's like, so that's Kashi's team. That one doesn't look too experienced. The pink-haired one. The Uchiha looks pretty strong. But the one that I'm really intrigued about is the blonde one. He looks really strong. He's not showing it, but he's extremely strong. Because Naruto's actually giving off an essence of power. Literally, if you look at Naruto right now, he may not look like much, but
if you're someone skilled enough to actually tell when someone is strong, like Guy, since he's been in in wars when he was young, and any Jonin could actually tell that Naruto ain't no joke. Even Tsuki, they can't say, oh, they're jokes. They can't do anything to us. They can't say that because they are OP as hell. So you already know. Naruto is now in the first exam, and he actually knows a lot. He's not fast enough to finish everything, but Tsuki pulls out, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm done in like 2 minutes," and she breaks every record. And then 2 minutes later, Naruto comes in, and he actually comes to like, he becomes like fourth. I'll say that. Mino took like 3 minutes, uh, and Itachi took like 4 minutes and a half, and Naruto took 5. Let's just say that. And Tsuki took 2. So Tsuki's now the new record holder without cheating. Naruto never cheated, and he didn't want to help his team because he knew that they're smart enough. And he goes back to his seat and just admires Tsuki, who was just sitting down and lying on her arm while waiting in boredom. So since Suki is really smart, she already passed the notes to her team, and Naruto did notice that. I don't, he was not sure how Ibiki didn't, but of course Ibiki did see, but he's just let off because he knows that this is all about cheating, and her being this fast is actually really good since no one else saw except for him. And Ibiki is a Jonin, remember, so it's pretty obvious that a Jonin would see that. A Jonin could see pretty much anything, and Tsuki really could have done better, but of course, she didn't actually show her true power. But of course, Naruto knows. I'm pretty sure that Jonin noticed, but if she really tried, she could have done it in no time. Even he wouldn't have noticed, and he just goes back to thinking on his own. He's like, can't wait to do the next exam. So a few minutes pass, and then an hour passes, and everyone's done, and Ibiki actually does that little test. Or if you take this exam and you fail, you'll never be able to do it again. But if you stay, if you leave, you can come back the next year and do it again. And a lot of people leave, but in the end, the same teams actually stay. Well, since keepers not, the keepers actually replacing uh, keepers actually replaced by Tsuki in Team 8. So Tsuki, since Team 8 is more about finding people and everything, yeah. So Team 8, and so Tsuki isn't now. I mean, Naruto and Tsuki are now in the second part of the Chunin exams, and they're wishing each other good luck. And they actually have the same scrolls, so Naruto and Tsuki will not come in the fight here. So they both have the Heaven Scroll, now they need the Earth Scroll. So Naruto actually does need to go do his thing, but then he gives the a kunai to Sakura, and Naruto's like, hold this, and if you need, so I can teleport to you guys. And since Naruto doesn't know if this his seal actually stayed on them, he's not sure, and he doesn't want to risk anything. He's that just keep this, and then basically a few minutes later, when they actually get attacked, and Sasuke is fighting off Orochimaru pretty well until Orochimaru decides to just extend his neck and annihilate Sasuke. Yeah, Naruto appears right at that moment and sees Sasuke getting bitten, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And basically, throws a kunai and says Shadow Kunai, Kunai Shadow Clone, and basically Orochimaru backs up and he's like, pretty good technique, kid. For your age, of course. And Naruto's there, don't underestimate me, and teleports towards the kunais, and on one of the kunais, and basically he's right in front of Orochimaru now, and he's like, take this, and basically swarms a Rasengan already and smashes it into Orochimaru, and Orochimaru was so confused then, and he's like, what? What was that technique? Did I just see the fourth in him? Just who are you, kiddo? And Naruto's like, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. And Orochimaru actually does know about Naruto being the fourth son, because come on, Orochimaru's way smarter than that. He's not stupid like the older villagers, you know what I mean. So Orochimaru clocks that he's actually the fourth son, but he doesn't want to tell him because he wants to kill him straight away. So Naruto's actually fighting off Orochimaru really well until Orochimaru decides to go all out and kind of thrash him, and Naruto's like, what the hell? And basically that's when Naruto decides to actually show off, and he's like, alright then, no, I'd have to use this, and he actually uses the thing, his fire releases that I thought I'd never need to use this since I already have 3. And Naruto has been using his water and the lightning release. The fight was going on pretty well. Like he did like a few lightning streams onto a water shockwave to paralyze him, but Orochimaru seemed to be immune, but that wasn't true. Orochimaru was actually covering himself with lightning release chakra, so he wouldn't actually get affected since lightning can't affect lightning. And Orochimaru was like, yeah, I'm immune, bitch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear anyway. So Naruto is actually tryharding right now, and he used the Fire Phoenix jutsu, the Fire Phoenix jutsu, and attacked Orochimaru, and Orochimaru was like, alright, I had my fun, and Naruto's like, you don't go anywhere, and Naruto's getting pissed off because he's actually in a crisis situation, because if he loses this, he'll not only let Sasuke be bitten, because he wasn't there, and he will let Orochimaru win, and he doesn't want to do that, so he actually teleports towards Orochimaru, and he's like, where do you think you're going? And Orochimaru's like, oh really, you want to fight me again? You really want to lose that badly, kid? And Naruto's like, I want to lose again. And this time Naruto's actually in his Kurama Eye state, and he should, well, Naruto can actually control himself in this state, and Orochimaru's like, this kid's gonna be a pest in the future, might as well just stop him now, and actually tightens the seal on Naruto, and Naruto's like, what the, and he gets blown back, and Naruto's like, what was that? I can't feel my, he was numb in the stomach, and then Orochimaru actually taps Naruto in the back, and Naruto's fainted. So this is when Sakura has to carry Naruto and Sasuke to a safe place, and now they're hiding until Sakura gets attacked. Naruto actually wakes up much faster than Sasuke, because Naruto's much stronger than Sasuke here, and and he's more resilient, of course, and his regenerative skill is, well, his regen is way better, so he can regenerate faster. And he wakes up to see Sakura being saved by Tsuki and Team 8. Yes, this time Rock Lee didn't come in, it was actually Tsuki. She was just going to the tower with the team until they saw Naruto, and Naruto actually woke up and is like, alright, let's do this. And basically Tsuki and Naruto actually took on all 3 of them. They actually went tag team mode, and everyone was in awe. Even Sakura was like, how's Tsuki and not how are Tsuki and Naruto so good together? How are they so strong? And Shino and Hinata weren't that surprised about them to being such a good team, but they were surprised at Naruto's and Tsuki's real strength on how they were destroying them. And they're like, wow, wow, imagine them 2 in a team. And Tsuki and Naruto actually know how each other fight, since they did have a few sparring sessions. Not many, but enough to actually learn about each other's fighting styles, and they know how to fight together now, because they're a really good tag team. If you don't know what a tag team is, I don't know, just search it up. It's like a team of 2. So Naruto and Tsuki destroy them, and they actually get their scrolls, and Naruto's like, either you leave or you die, and that's when Sasuke awakens, and he's in his curse mark state, and he attacks one of them, and Naruto's like, what are you doing, Sasuke? And actually has to knee him, because Sasuke had bloodlust in his eyes, and everyone could feel the bloodlust, and even Tsuki's like, wait, all the Sasuke, what are you doing? Because I just remembered Tsuki is actually older than Sasuke, and she's like, what are you doing, Sasuke? And Naruto has to kick Sasuke in the stomach, and he faints him, and he's like, I'm sorry Tsuki, but I had to do this. And Tsuki's like, it's fine, we don't want to kill anyone, do we? And Naruto's like, what's happening to him? And then he sees that the curse mark is actually glowing, and, well, it's actually gone red and then gone back to normal, and Naruto's like, wow, and that's meant to be the power of this little mark. Pretty impressive, not gonna lie. But Naruto doesn't really want to give credit to this because it's bad. The power that the Sasuke just displayed was just not good. It was full of bad intentions and everything. So Naruto knew that this wasn't good, and he knew that Sasuke would have to get the sealed, or he'll be in big trouble in the future, since he knows this power will not be useful to anyone. It will just be a pest in the way. And yeah, so of course Suki and Naruto's team actually go to the tower together, since they've both passed and they're both friends. Well, all of them together are really friends. So GG anyway. So Naruto and Suki's team, well, Team 7 and Team 8 actually arrive, and now they are opening the scrolls, and Kakashi pops out Suki's one, and Iruka pops out Naruto's one, and they're like, what are you guys doing together? And Naruto explains everything, and that's why Sasuke's on his back, and Kakashi's like, I'll take care of this, give Sasuke to me. And they go in, and Naruto does explain that someone attacked them, but he doesn't know who he was, so yeah. Sorry. Now Naruto and Suki actually go off on their own, and well, they're really good friends, that's for sure, and they just go and have ramen together, and yeah, so they're eating, and Naruto explains that what really happened to his team, and he's like, that wasn't an easy fight, I nearly lost that as well. And Suki's like, he must have had a hard time then, and consoles him, and Naruto's like, there's no need to console me, I'm just pissed off that I couldn't kill him after what he did to Sasuke. And Suki's like, you really do care about my brother, and Naruto's like, he's my friend. And she's like, well, I'm happy for you and my brother to become friends. And Naruto smiles, and he's like, anyway, how about you? How's your team been? And Suki's like, yeah, it's really good. Shino and Hinata are really good friends anyway, so it's better for me. And then she asks, how about Sakura? And Naruto's like, oh, I don't even want to talk about her, she literally is so useless. And since Sakura is his friend, she's like, you don't have to call her useless. But then Naruto explains that she does nothing, and she always says that she's very strong. And Tsuki's like, alright, maybe I can see why you're pissed, but still, come on, she's your teammate. And Naruto says, alright, whatever. And yeah, so Tsuki and Naruto actually now are on their way out, and basically Ichiraku, they actually wanted to go train, but then they're like, actually, do you want to just hang out today? So they just have a little date, kind of date. Naruto thinks of it as a date, same as Tsuki, but they don't tell each other because they think their love is one-sided, and they're like, nah, I don't want to ruin our friendship. If I tell her now, I'm going to ruin it. And yes, so that happens, that cliche romance and that. So while this was all happening, Sakura was actually with Sasuke after Sasuke got his curse mark sealed, and he's like, what really happened to me? And then Sakura explains what Naruto had to go through. Well, and Sasuke was really jealous, and he's like, how's he this strong? I need to get stronger. And basically Sakura's like, yeah, I need to get stronger as well. And Sasuke's like, you getting stronger? You're weak. What are you gonna do, huh? And Sakura's like, I'll train with you, Sasuke. I'll become stronger. I'll help you beat Naruto. That pest. He always says he's stronger than you. He always thinks he's the best, but you're the best. And Sasuke's ego just gets boosted. He's like, alright then, help me. And basically, she actually goes and steals as many scrolls as possible, and she gives them all to Sasuke, and Sasuke is learning a ton of jutsus. And yes, Sasuke and Sakura are now making their own little plan, so whatever. So while this was happening, Naruto, well, a few days later, the preliminaries actually begin, because all the teams now have passed. Well, the teams that have passed have came back. They have had enough time to actually pass and everything. So now it's the preliminaries. So Sasuke, well, all the fights go pretty much similar, just that Naruto and Kiba are not fighting here, since Kiba's replaced by Tsuki, and Naruto and Suki will be the last fight, and while all this was happening, Rock Lee got annihilated. And Naruto actually came in with Guy, and they actually say the same thing: "You've won already. There's no need to continue." And Guy is like, "Thanks Naruto for actually thinking of Lee." And Naruto's like, "Lee is just I can see that Lee trained hard. It's not his fault that he lost. It's because of that kid being way too strong and too psychopathic." And he's like, "No, it's my fault. I should have taught Lee to give up when he had when there was no chance." And Naruto's like, "You shouldn't do that. Rock Lee is amazing. He never gave up. He never gave up on his ninja way. I like people like that. He, I admire him. He deserves more than this. If only I could have helped him." And Naruto's really sad about Rock Lee, but then Guy just leaves, and now Naruto sees the fight against Hinata, and this time Tsuki and Naruto, also of course Kakashi and other Jonin come to stop, um, well, uh, Neji, because Tsuki was like, don't hurt my friend," and Naruto's like, "She's your cousin. Why are you trying to kill her? There's no need." And then they all think, that, well, the Jonis think, how is someone like him already in the tuning exams? He's more than a tuning. He's way higher than a tuning. He's at least nearly a Jonin level. Well, because remember, he's a prodigy, and no one really knows about Naruto's and Tsuki's strength. But now, well, of course, Sakura drew, and Sakura actually beat what's her name, That's what I meant, because she actually trained with Sasuke, and she's trying to actually help Sasuke become stronger to get to beat Naruto, beat the freak out of him. And Naruto just doesn't know this. This is all going behind his back, so he doesn't really know this. And they actually hate Naruto so much, and they really just don't like him. They want to actually kind of kill him at the same time, but no, I'm not gonna make them kill him, of course, because this is a story about him. So of course now it's the last fight, and Naruto and Tsuki smile at each other and say to each other, "No hard feelings, right?" And Naruto's like, "Yep, no hard feelings." And then the fight actually begins, which Kuronai was actually really intrigued to see this fight, same as Kakashi, because Kuronai has known that Tsuki and Naruto have been not going out, like dating. They're just really good friends, and she has seen them together. And once she did overhear one of their little conversations. They're like, training was really good today." And yeah, so she knows their training partners, and she knows that they're really strong, especially since apparently they did fight together. So now Naruto is well, Tsuki actually begins by showing to Naruto that she knows a new technique, the Shadow Kunai Jutsu. I mean, the Kunai Shadow Clone, which Naruto didn't know Tsuki could do. And Naruto's really surprised. He's like, nice one, Tsuki. But remember, I can do it too, right? And Naruto throws a kunai up in the air and says, "Kunai Shadow Clone," and a ton of kunais fall to the ground, and they're all in. So the little spaces left by Tsuki's kunais were covered by Naruto's, and the whole little battlefield was covered with kunais. And Naruto's like, so this is going to be fight of teleportation. Pretty impressive for Tsuki, but something you don't know is that my kunais are wet. And basically, what he means by that is that Tsuki was not expecting such a move from Naruto, since Naruto actually fought ahead, and he's like, something he's never done in a sparring session with Tsuki is that he's never actually, what he has done before is turn the battleground into a wet ground and use the lightning release on it, but he's never actually used water to wet one of his weapons and use it off of that. And Naruto wants to try that now, so Tsuki doesn't expect it, and their fight begins. First they go with taijutsu, the jumping around. Remember, both something I didn't mention is that both their fighting style is really acrobatic, so they do backflips and everything. So yeah, Naruto spins around in the air, kicks her, and Tsuki has to backflip and land on a kunai, and then she blitzes Naruto, punches him in the gut, but then Naruto turns into a shadow clone, two shadow clones. One of them tries to
well, swing Naruto around while one of the Narutos is being held by his feet, and then Tsuki actually dodges and throws two kunais at them, and they both poof, and then Naruto and Tsuki actually start fighting taijutsu first up in the air while they were falling, and then Naruto and Tsuki actually land, and some kunais were blown back because their strength is so immense that the kunais couldn't even stay on the ground, or once they actually hit the ground, and Naruto and Tsuki start fighting with taijutsu, and everyone's literally in awe because Naruto and Tsuki are going blow for blow. Literally, they're on their tails, they're on their necks, and Sasuke is seeing all of this, and he's like, when did Tsuki get this strong? And how's Naruto keeping up with such strength? And then Tsuki's like, Naruto, you know I haven't been using my Sharingan, right? And Naruto's like, yeah, of course. And basically, Tsuki's like, then can you keep up when I do? And he's like, there's only one way to find out, right? And Tsuki's laughs and says, alright then. And activates a Sharingan, and well, 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and everyone's actually in awe except for Kuronai. Even Kakashi didn't know Tsuki had the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and especially Sakura. Tsuki's team knew, and Naruto's fighting off Tsuki really well, even though Tsuki's getting way more hits on him, but Naruto is making up by actually getting critical blows on her, since Naruto's actually hitting a few chakra points, since he does know a few chakra points of Tsuki, since he's been training with her for over 3 years, nearly 4, and so Naruto is keeping up with Tsuki, and Tsuki is getting tired because the Sharingan takes a lot, but her chakra reserves are actually much larger than a normal Uchiha, so she actually can keep up with Naruto's. And then Naruto's like, so Tsuki, have you noticed that none of us have used any of our real techniques, right? And Tsuki's like, yeah, and basically they've been only fighting with taijutsu, and now they decide to fight for real. And basically Naruto, what he does is that he takes off his jacket and throws it onto the wall, and the wall actually cracks, and Tsuki was like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, I guess you never knew, with a goofy smile, and he's like, I've always worn that as a weight, and also I have strap-ons. And basically he pulls up his whole trouser, the bottom of his trouser, and takes off some long weight and throws it on the wall from both legs, and then he actually takes off his strap-ons, which are actually straps on his elbows. No, not elbows, sorry. Wristbands. That's what I meant. Wristbands, and they're pretty heavy. And Tsuki's like, you never told me you wore weights. And Naruto's like, guess I didn't. It was my little technique to train even harder. So then Tsuki's like, so you've been training this past 3 years with the weights? And Naruto's like, no, I've only started a year and a half ago. I've actually seen Lee do it. That's why I really got into it. I've seen how hard he trains, so I really wanted to try out as well. And I guess today is the day I test out my new powers. And Tsuki's like, yeah, alright then, I guess I gotta show you too. And basically Tsuki actually takes off her wristbands, and she actually had some on her ankles, and they were actually weights as well. And Naruto's like, I guess we both had the same idea. And Tsuki's like, you know something? I got my motivation from Lee as well. He's an amazing ninja, you know. And Naruto's like, we've seen him fight right now. He's amazing. So anyway, now the true fight begins. Tsuki actually begins with a fireball jutsu, which Naruto counters with a water wall. He actually slams both of his hands, saying water style, water wall. And people are actually impressed because there was no water around. Even Naruto's kunais were getting dried up. But something Tsuki didn't know is that Naruto actually used a bit more water, so the ground became a bit more wet. And Tsuki wasn't noticing this. She only thought that the water was only countering the fire, which made the fire less. The water would just evaporate, same as the fire would just get turned off. Anyway, it turned off. So Naruto doesn't actually make a bait that he's actually wetting the kunais, and while they were actually fighting, Naruto was actually letting out some water from his hands. It was actually a jutsu. Well, he actually made this jutsu where he can let out a bit of water while fighting, and no one would really realize because they'd think it's sweat, but it's actually water, and you wet all the kunais, and all the kunais are pretty wet. And Tsuki's like, then I gotta show you my true strength. And basically, what she does is says Earth style. Yes, Tsuki has Earth style, something you guys didn't know. As I said before, Tsuki only has fire, lightning, and wind. I'm pretty sure I said wind. And Naruto only had water, lightning, and wind. But now he has fire as well. And Tsuki showed Naruto that she has Earth, and she says Earth style earthquake. And Naruto actually didn't realize that. Naruto never knew, and he's like, wow, you've been hiding a lot of things from me, haven't you, Tsuki? And Tsuki's like, it was all because I knew I was going to fight you one day. And Naruto's like, alright then teleports to one of the kunais next to Tsuki, and everyone's like, what the hell just happened? And the proctor for this exam is like, wait, what? And since the third Hokage was there as well, actually watching from the sidelines, from a different point of view, he's like, wait, hold up, what just happened? And Naruto's like, Tsuki, you know, if you don't dodge, you will get hurt, right? And Naruto tries to cut Tsuki, but only a thread of her hair gets cut. And she's like, hey, you gave me a trim. And Tsuki was on another kunai, and she teleported as well. And the third Hokage was so baffled. He was baffled. He was confused. He was like, hold up, what just happened? Wait. Let my brain calculate this. Hold up, what the f? What the freak just happened? So Naruto's like, Tsuki, I guess you've lost. And Tsuki was confused, and the fight has been actually going on for quite a while, at least 5 to 10 minutes. And Naruto's like, I believe this fight has gone on for a while. You've lost, Tsuki. It's time for you to say sorry. And Tsuki's like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, you should have told me you had a new chakra nature. This is for lying to me. Naruto says lightning style, lightning stream, and Tsuki's like, wait, what? And then basically she sees that all the kunais are lighting up with lightning, and Tsuki was actually holding one on the ground, and she's like, wait, hold up, no, what, how? And basically she actually tries to she takes off the kunai but tries to dodge, but of course because the kunai is actually wet, she realizes what she's done, and the lightning actually reaches her, since Naruto can actually control the lightning. That's how strong he's gotten with his lightning release. And of course Tsuki gets caught, and she's actually paralyzed for 2 seconds, because it takes 2 seconds for her to recuperate. And Naruto's like, 2 seconds is all I need, you know. And basically Rasengan's her into the stomach, and basically Tsuki goes flying, and there is she slams against the wall, and there's a lot of smoke, a whole lot of smoke. And then Tsuki is found to be caught by Naruto. Naruto actually disappeared again and caught Tsuki. Is like, you're alright. And Naruto actually got hit in the wall, and Tsuki's like, yeah. And she was blushing. Yes, the ship is now happening for real. And everyone's like, wait, how did Naruto, what, hold up, what? And they're all so confused, but Naruto actually won the fight, since Tsuki actually gave up. So she was too hurt. One of her ribs was actually broken, and Naruto said sorry for that, and her arm was fractured, her leg was fractured and her body was actually bruised from the lightning, and especially because of the hard taijutsu blows, her ribs were actually, multiple ribs were cracked, but not broken completely. One of them was fully broken, the other ones were cracked, and she knew that if she kept going, one of her ribs would get cracked and impale one of her lungs soon enough. And she knew that when it's done, it's done. And she also knew that there is no point of of continuing a fight when you know you've lost. And Naruto has shown to everyone that he's no joke. He is a ninja to be feared by everyone, in the tuning exams, even outside of the tuning exams, since he's shown to have the power of probably a Kage. He would actually put up a real good fight against the third Hokage as well. And the third's like, if I fought Naruto, I'd be kind of scared, not gonna lie. And someone actually overheard that, well, one of the arm views, and started sweating. He's like, wait, what? No way. No, no. There's no way the first Hokage said that, no. And yeah, so the preliminaries actually finish, and everyone gets a 1 month break, well, a 1 month training. And Naruto actually is like, should I train with Tsuki since we have nothing to hide now? And Tsuki actually goes to Naruto and says, congratulations, you actually won. And she was like, I'm kind of bummed out though. I wanted to fight you in the finals, but I guess I got to see how strong you really are. And Naruto's like, you know something? Before we knew a lot about each other, right? And Tsuki's like, yeah, and she kind of starts giggling, and Naruto's like, yeah, after today, I don't know if I can trust you as much. And Tsuki's like, oh, like I can trust you now. And they both start laughing, and they walk off on their own, while Sasuke and Sakura are completely livid that Naruto is actually that strong. You see, man's using the big words, livid. And Kakashi was impressed, like mad impressed. Even Kuronai, Asuma, Guy actually came in afterwards and saw the ending of the Taijutsu fight and the start of the Ninjutsu fight. No one really used Genjutsu. Tsuki actually tried, but Naruto was actually kind of immune because Naruto knew how to counter her Genjutsu, and Tsuki actually needed quite a long time, because even though she's an Uchiha, her Genjutsu skills are not on point because she has mostly been training in Ninjutsu and Taijutsu. And Naruto actually does tell her this, that if you just trained a bit harder in Genjutsu, I'm pretty sure you would have beat me. Because I actually did see you tried to use Genjutsu on me, but you failed. And Tsuki starts laughing, saying, yeah, I know, actually tried it right before you, when you were trying to attack me with the kunai. And then she remembers, hey Naruto, look, you cut my hair, that's not nice. And Naruto's like, I'm sorry. And Tsuki's like, it's fine, I wanted to get short anyway. And Naruto's like, oh, short, yes, I want to see Tsuki like that. And Tsuki is like, wait, what'd you say? And Naruto's like, ah, nothing. And Tsuki actually did overhear this. He's like, wait, what, Naruto likes short hair? Yes, I understand. Because Tsuki's hair was actually really long, like long. She won't get like Sakura short, she'll get like medium now. Before it was pretty long, now it's going to get medium. I will get a picture, don't worry. If not, I'll just ask someone to draw it. Yeah, my friend saw him in there, like mad thing in there. I'm joking. So anyway, the 1 month training actually begins. Naruto and Tsuki actually keep training together, but this time in a different spot, in the spot where Naruto actually uses for meditation. And they're training together, and Tsuki actually is training in Genjutsu, so she has to meditate a lot, so her concentration is always on point. And once in the sparring session, she actually beat Naruto with Genjutsu, even though her Genjutsu is not as strong. But of course, Naruto actually let her, because he could have just escaped by closing his eyes and teleporting somewhere else. But of course, since he's not really fighting for the win right now, he doesn't really care. And Tsuki's like, why'd you let me? And Naruto's like, well, I mean, it's not a true fight. If it was real, I'd just teleport somewhere far away from you because I don't want to get Genjutsu. I don't know what you could do while I'm in the Genjutsu. And Tsuki's like, are you assuming I'd do something bad? And Naruto's like, no, but you never know. After our fight, how can we trust each other? And Tsuki's like, hey, listen, that's all we had to hide. And Naruto's like, very true. And then both of them get hungry, and they like want to go out and to get something, and they decide yes. And while this was all happening, Sakura and Sasuke actually stole a lot more scrolls, and Sasuke actually did want to steal the scroll of sealing, but then Kakashi actually came to him and said, "You want to learn a jutsu?" And Sasuke's like, "Yeah, will it make me stronger than Naruto?" And Kakashi's like, "Well, not sure about that, but pretty strong though." And Sasuke's like, yeah, sure, let's go. And he says, anyway, Sakura, you keep training. Remember our plan, right? And Kakashi's like, plan? Whatever. And he doesn't really care. He's like, yeah, I don't care. So Sakura's like, yeah. And she keeps training, learning all the style jutsu she can, since she's an earth style user, and she's actually learning a few pretty dangerous techniques. One called the earth spike, So basically, she slams her hands. Well, after doing a few hand signs, slams her hands on the ground, and earth spikes actually appear and impale your opponent, which is pretty overpowered because if your opponent gets impaled, he's dead, or she's dead, and not discriminating. Anyway, so while this was happening, Naruto and Suki were actually going to get ramen until Naruto and Suki actually see a pervert, and Suki was really angry because she's not fond of perverts, even though Naruto's kind of a pervert. He did try to get a few sneaks, but of course, his guilt is like, no, let's go away. And yeah, so she goes up to him and says, why are you perving on girls? And Jiraiya's like, oh no, I'm not, I'm doing research, kiddo. And then he notices Naruto and he's like, hey you, I've heard that you're in the finals, aren't you? And Naruto's like, yeah, so? And he's like, I will train you and I will make you strong. And Naruto's like, I'm pretty strong on my own, you know. And Jiraiya's like, then do you know the summoning jutsu? And Naruto's really intrigued by this because he didn't learn it. Well, he read about it. And Suki's like, oh, wait, what? Summoning jutsu? And Naruto's like, yeah, I want to learn it. And he's like, if you catch me, and I'll make you my student. And then Naruto's like, then if you will you make her your student too? And Jiraiya looks at her and she's like, and who might you be, little girl? And she's like, I'm Tsuki Uchiha. And Jiraiya's like, oh, you must be the girl that fought Naruto in the preliminaries, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, you're really strong, you have potential too, so yeah, sure, why not? So Tsuki is really happy, and Naruto and Tsuki actually, before they do it, they actually handshake him because they're like, alright, let's have a clean game, because he explains everything, and Naruto shakes his hand. He's like, let's have a clean game, no cheating or anything, let's go. And Jiraiya's like, yeah, awkwardly shakes his hand because he doesn't understand why he wants to shake his hand, and he thinks it's just good sportsmanship. And so Jiraiya actually body flickers away, and that's when Tsuki and Naruto start laughing, and they're like, let's go to ramen first. And Jiraiya thinks they're never going to find him, but in the end he's still going to train Naruto at least. And they go off to have their ramen, and yeah, so they have the ramen, and it's been like an hour or so, and they're like, yeah, sure, let's go. And they get out, say thank you to Ichiraku and his daughter, and they're like, no problem. And then Naruto's like, alright, let's go. Tsuki holds Naruto's hand instead of his shoulder, and Naruto's like, Tsuki, and Tsuki's like, whoa. And they both blush, and he's like, alright, whatever. And he's really happy about this, just saying. And Tsuki's like, I hope he doesn't mind it. And so, of course, they teleport to Jiraiya while he was riding on a tree, and Naruto then taps him on the back and said, hey, I've never got your name yet. And Jiraiya's like, wait, when did you get here? And Naruto's like, oh, can you see your hand? And Jiraiya's like, yeah. And then he sees the seal, and he's like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, yeah, if you ever heard of the flying Raijin, yeah, I just used that. I just put a contract seal on your hand when we handshaked. And Jiraiya's like, then why did you, wait, oh, that's why you did it, so you were just trying to cheat. And Naruto's like, I mean, ninjas are not meant to fight fair, are they? And he's like, in the ninja world, no one's gonna fight fair. If you're not looking at them and you have a clean shot to slice their heads off, you're gonna do it, aren't you? I mean, you're not gonna be like, hey yo, look at me, fight me, then whoever wins will get to chop their heads off. And yeah, so Jiraiya's like, alright, whatever, my name is Jiraiya, you can call me Jiraiya Sensei. And Tsuki and Naruto was like, alright, cool, pervy sage. Well, because Jiraiya called himself the Toad Sage, and they're like, okay, we'll call you we'll call you Pervy Sage instead. And Jiraiya's like, wait, what? And Naruto and Tsuki are like, I mean, you are a perv, aren't you? And Jiraiya's like, that was just research from a book. As you can see, I'm writing a book like this. This was one of my most popular books. And Naruto and Tsuki are like, hey, that book is Kakashi Sensei's. And Tsuki knows that too because she saw Kakashi actually reading it, and Naruto's like, wait, oh my god, that book again, the damn book. And he's like, because of that book, he always comes late. He was always reading it. And Jiraiya's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Kakashi is a really big fan of this book. And Naruto's like, well, look, perfect, if you're writing it. And Jiraiya, well, because Naruto actually saw 18 plus on the other book, and he was actually kind of intrigued. He wants to, but nah. Anyway, because he's 12. So Naruto and Tsuki actually started training, and Tsuki actually doesn't get a contract, well, a summoning contract, because Tsuki is actually trying to learn a different one from Naruto, because she doesn't want to have everything the same as Naruto. And Jiraiya's like, I'll try to get you one, but I feel like you have an affinity for something else other than Yanjutsu and Taijutsu and Ninjutsu. And she's like, what? And basically, he's like, can you try to put your chakra on this scroll? And basically, it's a scroll to check what affinity you have. And the affinity she got was actually healing. Yes, there we go. You guys were wondering who's gonna get the healing. If you guys were wondering, I was like, who could get the healing? And then that's how I actually came up with Tsuki. Because for this wife, there is a lot of complexity in this wife. Oh, sunrise. Wanna see it with me? No, I'm joking. So, Naruto and Tsuki, yes, just saying, it's 4 a.m. 4:41. I've been recording for an hour. You see, that's the dedication I put for you guys. Like, someone today, once I said I have a headache, they're like, oh, excuses for not uploading, isn't it? And I'm like, hey, you do you, bro. Like, man's got a headache. I'm a human being too, you know. I got a human body. There are things that I cannot stop. Anyway, I don't want to complain too much. It's not his fault. I understand. Quarantine has been making everyone bored, but that's the whole reason today I wasn't up. I didn't upload yesterday because I haven't seen my friends in 4 months straight, and yes, it was the first time in 2 months, and I was so happy. I was like, yeah, we played basketball mostly because football's soccer or football. In UK we say football, but in American soccer, I believe so. Yeah, so we love that game, but it's just that in the pitch that we were playing, we weren't getting the vibe, since it was way smaller than the one that we usually play in, right in front of my house. It's behind my building, but that one's locked, and that's where we have the most fun. Even though I kick the ball over every time in someone's garden, and I would never get I never get the ball back because the pricks. Anyway, I hate them, man. One of them attacked me with a bulldog, fam. Bitch, the old prick, old geezer. Every time, literally, I was trying to get my ball, yeah. I already told you guys on stream. Retreat was there, yeah. They see the dog behind me. I don't see it. They run away, and I'm like, why are they running? And then I hear something growling. I look back, and it's an actual pit bull. It's not a bulldog, a pit bull. I'm like, oh, please, Jesus, may that Lord Jesus help me. And man looks back, and I'm like, no, please don't leave me. And then he starts barking. That's when I open the door, and I just run. Thing is, them lot, it wasn't just a treat. There were another like 3 people. They ran away before he started barking. They're like, nah, we're good, bro. You do you. I'm like, pussies, what pricks. Anyway, there was a funny joke though. It's a story I will tell to my adopted kids. Anyway, I'm pretty much gonna end it here, and just saying, Tsuki actually gets the healing, and she was really surprised. And Naruto's like, that's new. And yeah, so that's where I'm going to end it off. I hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. Also subscribe to Retreat Mini and Miniman123 if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel. I'll be starting to upload there since I just pulled a new Goku and Dragon Ball Legend, and I'm loving playing it right now, even though most of my friends are stopping because of the stupid meta. But the thing is, I have meta characters, so anyway. Hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here, and don't bully me, and peace. Little side note, something I forgot to mention is that Haku and Zabuza are actually forgiven by the third Hokage, and they are actually guards of the village now. And in the training exams, they weren't there to see Naruto, even though they wanted to, because they had to guard the village. Because the third Hokage was told about the attack in the forest of death. So if anyone was wondering, that's what really happened to them. Anyway, hope everyone has a good day. Peace.